Now, the Ballot Law Commission made it clear today that they don't get into constitutional issues. Their only responsibility is to make sure everything was filed properly with the Secretary of State's office. The challenge to Bernie Sanders' run for president in the Democratic primary came by phone from San Francisco, where Republican Andy Martin said the senator from Vermont is in fact an independent and should not be allowed to run as a Democrat.
They want to talk out of both sides of their mouth. Bernie wants to be an independent on one side of the street, and he wants to be a Democrat on the other side of the street.
The argument was made today to the Ballot Law Commission, where Martin cited a federal website that lists Sanders as an independent. But those representing Sanders today said all of his paperwork was in order when he filed as a Democrat, and the state party recognizes him as such.
We fundamentally believe that it is the responsibility of the political parties to determine who can be their candidates and who can participate in the primary. So the entire basis of his challenge we reject.
The commission unanimously agreed with Buckley and upheld his filing as a Democrat. There was also a challenge to Donald Trump's run on the Republican side, brought forward by former New Hampshire Republican Party Chairman Fergus Cullen.
There is lots of evidence that Donald Trump is not a Republican. He certainly does not represent the views of the Republican Party.
But Commission Chairman Bradford Cook said their sole task is to determine if Trump's filing was legal and accurate, which they say it was, and quickly dismissed this petition.
It wasn't with any substance, that it was trying to make an editorial statement.
The commission also rejected challenges today to the candidacies of Republican Senators Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. Reporting live, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.